we start with Sefer Chofetz Chaim, and today I think a big topic is a new one. So before we did 7 condition, 7 condition, and today is Tehillim, contrast Lashon Hara versus Rechilus. Okay, so let's see. Let's start. And it says the condition for a statement to be considered proper, constructive speech, rather than prohibited Rechilus, among the identical to those which permit communicating information that would otherwise be considered Lashon Hara. There is information that is derogatory and harmful. In fact, the study of the situation which permits Rechilus meaning for constructive purpose, will reveal that virtually every case involves Lashon Hara as well. Right? So it's not only Rechilus, but additional to Lashon Hara. As discussed above, among the reasons which permit speaking Rechilus for constructive purpose, prevention of termination or termination of harm, or gaining restitution for harm caused by the subject. Such statements invariably incriminate the subject, and therefore Lashon Hara. Very interesting. Thus, for Rechilus to be spoken for a constructive purpose, all conditions which permit speaking Lashon Hara a constructive purpose must be met as well. Okay. Conversely, not all motives that justify negative speech qualify as constructive purpose to permit speaking Rechilus. While one may publicize the wrongdoing of the individual, if social pressure could bring about a change in his behavior, one could not do so if the victim is yet unaware of the individual's identity. This evil of causing animosity between the victim and the villain outweigh the possibility, the social pressure, which yield concrete constructive results. So let's do from the beginning and try to understand. So as you may understand, a lot of going on here. Okay. So we're trying to conclude here in this Rechilus versus Lashon Hara. Let me see the next topic. Okay, same topic. Okay. So it says again, the conditions for a statement to be considered proper, constructive speech rather than prohibited Rechilus, are almost identical to those permit communicating information that otherwise considered Lashon Hara. Okay, so meaning, and in many cases, Chofetz Chaim actually in Hilchas Rechilus, he sent us back and said, just read what we said about Hilchas Lashon Hara. It's exactly the same thing. Okay, so here the same, but now we're talking about not Lashon Hara, but Lateilas for a constructive purpose. Conditions for speaking Rechilus or for speaking Lashon Hara are almost the same. Okay, so all right. Okay, almost the same. Okay. In fact, the study of the situation which permits Rechilus Lateilas in constructive purpose will reveal that virtually every case involves Lashon Hara as well, right? So, meaning when a person speaks Rechilus, meaning that he said, you know what, this so and so did to you, and then he said so, and but when he's saying that, it is Rechilus, but in a sense is Lashon Hara as well. Meaning what? He's speaking bad about that person. So this is Lashon Hara. Okay, but as we said, it is for allowed, right? Because we're trying to save that person. Okay. As discussed above, among the reasons which permit speaking Rechilus for constructive purpose are prevention or termination of harm. So right. So when we say constructive purpose, it's not like for him, for a person being aware and that's it. No, it's for when the real harm exists, right? Or like a real danger exists. So we have to warn that person, right? Or it says termination of harm, meaning that this person is being harmed and he or she does not aware of that, so we try to warn them. Or gaining restitution for the harm caused by this subject, or to prevent something that's going on, or after the fact, we're trying to help that person to get restitutions. Maybe scare that person. Look, I'm going to take you to court. This and that. Maybe apply pressure, right? So this person maybe before that he did not know. 1 second. He did not do camera. Sorry. I'm not sure what happened. Sorry about that. Just realized. Cannot see. Okay, video is also. Yeah, it's on the video. Okay. I apologize about that. Sorry. I thought that I pressed the button. Sorry about that. Okay, continue. So again, constructive purpose is prevent the damage, or after the damage is done, to try to make some restitution. Such a statement invariably incriminates the subject, and it therefore it's a Lashon Hara, right? So I mean, if we say that this so and so is planning to do some bad things to us, or to you, or he already did it, so it doesn't make any difference. So meaning what? In a sense, there is a negative speech about the subject, and it is Lashon Hara. Okay. So again, when person says Rechilus, it's always Rechilus and Loshon Hora. Thus, for the Rechilus to be spoken for constructive purpose, all conditions which permit Lashon Hara for constructive purpose must be met as well. So that's a very interesting thing. So they derive this logically, right? So on one hand, in the beginning we said that the same conditions apply to speak in Lashon Hara for constructive purpose. The same apply to Rechilus, but here they derive from the other end, right? They say since when person speak Lashon Hara, Rechilus, he would speak Lashon Hara as well in one statement. It's inevitable. So meaning that since he's going to speak Lashon Hara, all of the conditions for Lashon Hara must be met. Okay, right, for constructive purpose. Conversely, not all of the motives that justify negative speech qualify for constructive purpose permits speaking Rechilus. Right. So this constructive purpose, first of all, they must be sincere. And Hashem sees in our hearts, like our thoughts, are we sincere or not so much, right? That's very important. While one may publicize the wrongdoing of the individual, if the social pressure could bring about the change in his behavior, one could not do so if the victim is unaware of the individual identity. So it's a very interesting point. So, in Hilkos of Nidui, right? I think we learned this on. We started on 9th of Av. I think we learned at least start learning this halachas of excommunication. So the excommunication is actually has to do a lot with social pressure on that person, right? So nobody is allowed to do business with that person. Ooh, wow. Even her wife is not allowed to have a relationship with him, right? So because she's part of the community. So he's excommunicated, and children not allowed to talk to him. So that's amazing, right? So, but today, I mean, if it's a close community, right? It could be big real pressure on a person, because he would not be able to move anyway. I mean, even if he moves, so and people say, oh yeah, and now he wants to marry his children. And they said, oh, you're now in neighborhood. Where are you from? And they say, I'm from this and this town. Oh, you're from, why you moved to us? He said, let's say, I have a better job opportunity. No problem. Okay, so let us call this rabbi, the gabbai, all the people in the shul and find out why they actually moved. And they say, oh, this guy, this Rasha, Mevusha, ooh, wah. So you understand? So people in a close community, like they would be afraid, right, to lose the reputation. So this social pressure works very well. Okay. But if the victim is not aware of what happened, so we're not allowed to publicize his wrongdoing. I mean, the perpetrator's wrongdoing. The evil of the causing animosity between the victim and the villain outweigh the possibility of social pressure will yield concrete constructive results. So even though, like, if you apply social pressure on that person, maybe it's going to help, BeEzrat HaShem. But since that person does not know yet, so and there is no hatred between the two, so we're not allowed to publicize. I guess before the publicizing, I would go to this guy and say, look, he does not know yet. But if you want our help, we can try to help you, right, to do restitutions, so he would never ever find out who did it, and that's it. So we can make it quietly. Okay, so it's up to him. But if he's stubborn, and some people are stubborn, right, so you have no choice but to protect the victim.